What is up, party people? It is the boys on the bench, and we are back sitting here talking some banter. We will be looking over at our fellow friends, Prop Professor, as well. There we can kind of see what bets we can get, but right now, this time of day that we are deciding to do this stream, there's not really anything, so I can, again, pull that up for you just so that way you can look at it. So again, this is just kind of how this tool looks. Very solid tool, but as you can see here, we're not seeing a ton of good plays. See something good here with this Dominic Smith play, but that's kind of all that we're getting and nothing really worth throwing value in. I think by the time we were to get that, the books would realize that Price Picks is pretty much on top of their crap with all of that. So again, not seeing a ton of value to kind of build out some slips. So because of that, we are pivoting just a little bit, and we've got something kind of fun for y'all. And that's going to be these fantasy football wide receiver rankings. This is kind of how these boys on the bench, this is how we started. This is really how we started. We'd all get together and kind of to banter about fantasy football. And honestly, I miss it. I really do miss it.
Yeah, I can't wait. I think we're literally right around the corner here. I mean, all my leagues right now are already starting to kick things off, and man, things are already starting to. I can smell it. I can feel the fall weather coming, even in the hotter months of the summer. Like I'm like, let's go. Like I'm ready. Like just waiting for that pumpkin spice latte to start coming out, and I know that's football. Like it's not for me. It's for my wife.
No, don't
I might
even.
have.
I'll own a pumpkin spice latte. A pumpkin spice
Okay, if
anything.
you
I'm
own it,
not
if
even
you own it, I'll
kidding.
own it.
I will whore myself out for a pumpkin spice. I'm not even kidding. Starbucks gets so
That's
much. Starbucks gets so much of my money anytime it comes around to the October September season because it's almost every single day I'm stopping by there getting pumpkin something.
no.
I mean, I've never had that in my life.
That's the issue. That's the issue.
See,
You can get that fixed
for
I
real
wouldn't
Nate,
say.
quick.
I do want to say, like literally right before this started, Dalton said, "Hey, hold on, I'm gonna go get a water," and the man comes back with a glass full of beer. So like,
He did.
we're starting this episode off right.
He did say that actually. He said, "I'm gonna go back and get some water." He
He comes
probably
Hey,
back with a full glass
you
of
guys
beer.
don't know what I did behind the screen, okay?
took a shot of water.
Yep.
Yeah,
But hey, stay hydrated, my man. Stay hydrated.
That's so true. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, we were waiting on him to get back.
Dude,
So
oh,
anyways, what we have is we used our fellow friend ChatGPT to give us a random list of 50 top wide receivers. So we don't have any particular order in which these do go in. So we're kind of gonna go down these one by one, or we can even start with one and who we think is the number one wide receiver. Just leave it up for topic. And again, we would love for y'all to drop that what y'all believe in the chat as well, and let us know. That again, that's always such a fun thing to do, is have y'all interact with us and let's talk about it. Again, maybe y'all know something very well that we don't know. So anyways, though, I think that maybe a fun way to do this is number one wide receiver. Who this year is someone that pops up into y'all's head? Nathan, I'm going to ask you first. Number one wide receiver. Is there anyone that it's like, oh, because I know that sometimes with these number ones, probably these like 1 through 5 is like, you never know. You never know. You're talking maybe about 10 points difference on the entire season, and that could very well be 3 catches for, 70 yards. And that's what we're talking about.
yeah. Dude, when you ask who's the number one wide receiver going to be in fantasy this year, I think of two people really. I'm obviously one. I'm thinking Jamar Chase could be number one again because, like, let's be honest, it's the Bengals. Like, they just let Joe Burrow get back there, throw the ball up, and pray to God that he can make it through the season without getting an injury. And it just seems to be his target is always Jamar Chase. But another person that can stick out that I'm going to go 50-50 on is this year I'm going to go I want to say maybe CeeDee Lamb. I'm curious. It all depends on how George Pickens things plays out because last year you all saw like Dak had no one to throw the ball to. He didn't have really much of a running game, but we did lose a lineman this year, a couple linemen to retirement, and then so if George Pickens can play the role that the Cowboys need him to play the role and get CeeDee Lamb more in one-on-one coverage and back to what he was doing like a year ago or 2 years ago, I think he could easily be the number one wide receiver in fantasy football. But it all depends on the George Pickens role there in Dallas. But if I'm going to go for sure bet, put my money on the number one wide receiver, I think it's an easy bet to go Jamar Chase.
Dalton?
I think for me, Nathan's going to put his money down on somebody I think is very somebody who I think everybody is very realistic, right? You can put $1,000 on it and you'll probably win $5, right? So it seems like it's something that a lot of people put their money on. It's very safe. For me, I'm going to put $1,000 on it and try to retire early here. It's somebody I'm going to say is it's a shot in the dark, but I think that's how you're going to win fantasy. Okay. Now, it's not someone I'm going to take in the first round. Okay. But it's somebody I'm really banking on. Okay. Hey, but you're asked the question is who is going to be, who could be a top, right?
Yeah,
like
sure,
the number one.
but yes, that I mean, essentially, yes, that is what I'm asking. But I mean, I think I'm approaching it more so of like ADP type stuff. Like, who would be a safer bet, not like a boom bust type deal.
I think I'm reading Dalton's mind here.
I'm intrigued as hell right now, so I'm curious where you're going.
I think I'm reading your mind. I think I know who you're thinking of.
Who?
Are you thinking of a rookie?
This year? No.
Oh, damn.
Let it off.
Who are you thinking of?
I thought he was thinking Matthew Golden, but maybe he's thinking Malik Neighbors.
No, it's not Malik. So I'm actually going with Ladd McConkey. That sounds crazy.
I love me some Ladd McConkey though. I love me.
Guys, I think he is this year's Puka Nacua. I think he could be it. I think you have no Mike Williams. You have no Keenan Allen. You have no Austin Eckler, but you have a freaking quarterback who will throw the damn ball 50 times. Not only that, but you need someone who needs to move the chains, right? Now, I know that's a run-first team.
Yeah, I would say,
they
Harbaugh
can be
said last year that they were going to be a run-first team. Yeah, and he was still out there just chunking that ball.
Slinging the rock, dude. Like, so I think Ladd McConkey.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, Ladd McConkey has every opportunity to be an absolute steal in the fantasy world this year, guys. I'm not saying reach for him, but if you feel like you're not going to get him in that next round, I'm grabbing because I think he's definitely have that. He has the Puka Nacua vibes.
I love it. Okay, so let's do this instead. Instead of going one by one. Let's do this instead. So, anyways, like, okay, Jamar Chase. Like, who are going to be our top 10 wide receivers? I'm not saying that Jamar Chase is going to be one. From there, what we can do is we can kind of go through and sort out once we get these broken up by column. So I do agree that it's going to be Jamar Chase probably deserves to be in that list, as well as CeeDee Lamb. Because like I said, like Nathan, like I don't see a situation where Lamb really should end outside of the top 10 in terms of even ADP for wide receivers. Yes, he's got George Pickens there, but again, I just think that, chemistry speaks so much. They've got a better running game, I believe, this year than what they had last year with Javonte Williams going there. I don't know how much Jadon Blue is necessarily going to play a role. They also got Miles Sanders in there a little bit too. So anyways, though, I do think CeeDee Lamb is in there. I love me some Ladd McConkey. Oh, it's two C's. Ladd McConkey. So who's somebody else that we kind of like through here? So I'm going to delete Ladd McConkey here. We have Jamar Chase here. Amon-Ra. That's another good name that I think that deserves to be there.
Definitely. Malik Neighbors probably be in the top 10 as well. I have a sleeper top 10 pick.
I would say that. I just feel like there's some question marks there with Jackson Dart. I love Jackson Dart. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big fan, and I hope he does amazing there. Nathan, not so much because he's a Cowboys fan. But I think that I need to see, like, that's just too much for me as a fantasy owner to, like, just reach for Malik. I think he is I think he's a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL if he just has, like, the quarterback and the team. I just don't know about Jackson Dart yet being a rookie. It's too many question marks. But if you want to take that risk, like, he could definitely light it up this year.
Yeah.
I mean, A.J. Brown will be in the top 10. Nico will probably be in the top 10.
I do like A.J. Brown. Dalton, what is your opinions on Nico? You like Nico there?
with
top 10 category.
Top 10.
mm,
For me, he's a highlight.
If he can stay healthy, if he
Yeah,
can
no,
play a full season.
I love me some Nico, but Nico is one of those guys that I don't have an issue putting at 11 or 12. So that's the only reason I'm highlighting. So I kind of want to see who we get. And then we
Let
kind of
me
go
ask
from there.
you.
We can see who lands.
I love wide receivers. I love wide receivers that have good quarterbacks.
Okay,
Like,
well,
What's the
I'm glad you said
difference?
that because I was about to ask Dalton. Based on what we saw last year before he got hurt, do you think Rashee Rice will finish in the top 10?
Is Rashee Rice
Or do you think
suspended
it'll
for a
be
couple
worse?
games?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Let's see.
But the way Worthy played in the playoffs, he could potentially be a top 10. But do you think Rashee Rice, if he plays the full season, could be a top 10? I have a sleeper top 10 that I'll tell you who I think will be in the top 10 by the end of the year.
No, Rashee Rice
We'll
should be
wait on.
available week 1. I think they're still waiting for his court case, but they're saying that they expect him to be
Crazy
there.
that's pushed out. Okay.
Sorry, what were you saying?
I have a sleeper top 10 who I think will finish in the top 10, but we can get to that later.
Okay. So yeah, let's continue to go here through here. Oh, Puka Nakua is another one that I like. I think going in the top 10. Do we agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
Puka Nakua. So now we've got 4 spots left. Why the hell did that? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
You got AJ Brown in there.
I do got AJ Brown up here. Drake London, no. Garrett Wilson.
Who's the quarterback right now? Like, is it?
I don't.
It's Fields.
It is Fields, and that's right. That's another reason that I can't get behind it. Last year he finished. Even last year he finished as the number 10 wide receiver though. He's somebody maybe worth even just highlighting, like we've done with these others. Because again, right now we've still got 4 spots. DJ Moore. What about DJ Moore for Chicago? Or do we think that room is just a little bit too?
Well,
too
DJ Moore, I
loaded?
like DJ. I think he averages like I had him last year in fantasy. The thing that's great with DJ is like the targets are usually always there, but the receptions didn't sometimes follow. Um, it just seems like his target share is usually decent. He seems like he averaged about 8 to 10 points a game. So I felt like I was always going to get something because he had so many targets. The receptions sometimes were there, sometimes they weren't. But I think like sometimes he'd put me up like 30 something points. I mean, he single handedly would win me games. Like he is that type of caliber player where he will win you that week by himself. But then there's
Yeah.
other times where he just throws up the next week 6 points and
I think I'm gonna
freaking
I feel
12
like
targets. It's like, dude, what?
I agree.
So
What
I
about
think there's too much inconsistency with the
I've got
quarterback.
one that
I was- I was-
I don't know if y'all would
let me
agree
hear it.
with.
Let me hear it.
So again, if y'all are just now joining the stream, what we're doing is we have a randomized list of all of these different wide receivers, these projected top 50 wide receivers in terms of ADP. It's randomly scrambled up here, and all we're trying to do is categorize them. We're not saying that this is our exact order. We're trying to break them up in the top 10, and then we will work on sorting through them. So anyways, though, the player that I'm looking at is Jackson Smith-Njigba. I think that he is
Dang, I was just about to say that too.
I think that he's in such a fun spot because they got rid of DK. Tyler Lockett's no longer on that team. It is a different quarterback. Sam Darnold is there. It's no longer Geno Smith. And last year he finished as wide receiver number 9. Even with all of that. Granted, they were slinging the
But he
rock.
can jump. He can jump though. He can jump this year.
So how do we feel about
I like it. That's literally who I was gonna say. Like perfect. Read my mind. I like the Jackson Smith-Njigba play.
cool?
How many spots
Now,
does that leave us?
another one that I kind of
3.
put in that category though, and he's a rookie, but I kind of feel the same about Jackson Smith-Njigba the same way is kind of Travis Hunter. I kind of like where Travis Hunter's at as a
But
rookie.
you think? I mean, yeah. But I
No,
almost
I
like
feel like
Brian
he's probably
Thomas more
different.
there. Like I almost think Brian Thomas is still gonna have wide receiver 1. Like I that's the way that I feel. I think that like I am intrigued by how Travis Hunter is going to fit in on that team if he's still trying to play both ways. I'm not sure, but that's why I just
I don't
Brian
think he's going
Thomas
to be able
balled
to
out last year.
Colorado.
Yeah,
I don't think
I
he's going to be
mean,
able to do like he did in Colorado. There's no way. Like it's different.
it is, but there's just some things that that man did with his body and the way he contorted his body in weird positions just to catch balls. I just know, and especially with the poor quarterback play. Oh, that's hot topic. But I just feel like with the subpar quarterback play from Shador, I just felt like he literally was like exceeding expectations. The water, like he was making plays happen. I'm like,
He wasn't even the leading receiver though at Colorado.
no, but I just think that still like his skill, like you could see him. Like if you watch the highlight films, it's
I do
pretty
think he is a
crazy.
unique. I wouldn't put him. He's someone that I would probably maybe consider putting in the top 20, but I honestly am like I would put him even
I feel
lower than
like
that.
he'll play receiver, but I don't think he'll play like he did at Colorado. I think they'll have special packages where he'll come in and play, but he ain't going to play both sides of the ball all game every game. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I
It's a
don't think
I
lot.
it's
think
going
It's
to.
too fast. The game's too fast.
I think this is someone we've looked over. But Justin Jefferson,
Yes.
I think he finished last year wide receiver number 2, and he didn't even have
I'm
this type of season. What I feel like he was even destined to have last
He also
year.
missed a couple of games, so didn't he?
Yeah,
He missed a couple of
yeah,
games.
and he's still
I'm
balled
worried.
out.
I'm worried. I'm worried about the quarterback play though, because like let's be honest. If you go back and you watch JJ McCarthy, we haven't seen him play in the NFL yet because he got hurt in spring training last year or training camp. Sorry, but if you go back and you watch at Michigan, that Michigan team was so good. They won that national championship because they were able to run the ball.
Yeah,
You know, they didn't win football games because of JJ McCarthy's arm. Like in the NFL, they able to throw the football.
no, that is true, but I do think that like you have a special talent like Justin Jefferson. It's dumb to think that you can't get the ball in his hands, however that may look.
Oh, I mean, they'll get the ball in their hands, but I just don't think that JJ McCarthy is going to be. I mean, this is a whole other topic, but I don't think he's going to be the franchise guy in Minnesota. Honestly,
Yeah,
that's just my person. But another guy that I am looking at is I'll be a little biased here. I mean, who could finish in the top 10? It's my sleeper top 10 guy,
don't you say it.
Matthew Golden.
I knew you were gonna go there eventually with your
Oh,
Longhorns.
hold on, though. Hold on. Here's my theory, though. How long has this been since y'all drafted a wide receiver in the first round, DJ?
Dude, I honestly stopped counting years. I want to say it was since 2007, so almost 20 years, 18 years maybe.
I know you have Jaden Reed. I know you have Jaden Reed there. I know, and Jaden Reed is a phenomenal wide receiver in the NFL. But I watched every single game that Matthew Golden played at Texas, and he came in here, started the year at Texas as a wide receiver number 2 because we had Isaiah Bond transferred from Alabama. Matthew Golden took over the wide receiver 1 role, and he was lights out, super fast, big frame, can go up and get the ball. The fact that y'all drafted a wide receiver in the first round,
Speaks
this
to him.
kid has, yeah, I mean, the spotlight is on him.
Yeah.
He has to perform. He has to finish at least top 12, top 15 to be like, for the Packers organization. Because if he doesn't, like, honestly, if he doesn't, does the Packers organization go, this is why we
No,
draft
I don't
wide
think
receivers?
so. I don't necessarily think so as a rookie so much. Yeah, he's got to be able to catch the deep ball. Like that's what we drafted Christian Watson for in the
Oh, he
second
did,
round. Oh, I know, but that's what we drafted Christian Watson for in the second round, and his drops have just been absolutely horrible. So he's a speedster.
That's
Like
that's my thing with Golden. He's just as fast as Jaden Reed, but he can catch the deep ball too.
yeah, no,
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm excited for what we have. But I don't think that I
That's
don't
my
think he's
sleeper.
worthy. I think he's a boom. I think he's definitely a boom, and I am biased there. But I don't want to put him in the top 10. So looking at who we've got, though, we do have Malik Neighbors highlighted, Garrett Wilson highlighted, Nico Collins highlighted. I'm looking through this list. Terry McLaurin is maybe another one that we could look at.
I was gonna say I like Terry McLaurin. I
What
like
about
him a lot.
What about Cortland Sutton?
Not, I wouldn't say
He's
Cortland
got
Sutton's
better.
top 10.
You think top 15 maybe?
I do think Cortland
Maybe.
Sutton belongs in the 20s for sure. Mike Evans
What
is
about
maybe
what
another
about AJ
one.
Brown?
AJ
Is
Brown's
AJ
already in
Brown?
there. He's already in the top 10
Okay.
for
Mike
us. Yeah.
Evans. Hey, I just want Mike Evans to keep that streak alive, dude. That's all I care
Yeah,
about.
no, honestly, that's gonna be cool to see. DK Metcalf, I'm not too high on. I mean, I
It's
know
a
that.
quarterback situation.
Yeah,
Like,
I know that
I know
they've got
Rodgers is
Rod.
their guy, and he's there, but
Where's AJ Brown?
Yeah. Marvin Harrison
Hey,
Jr.
well, why did we not? What about Tyreek?
I feel like Tyreek Hill is a safe option.
For top 10?
see,
I feel like maybe at 10 is kind of safe.
he might just get pissed off and leave week 1 and not show back up. He might pull an Antonio Brown, just never know with Tyreek Hill now.
I mean,
Yeah, where did he
Didn't
finish?
he say
Where did he
he didn't
finish
want to play?
last year?
Did he say that he didn't want to play in Miami anymore? Like
well,
he might,
Tyreek Hill,
He finished 18
figure out.
last year.
Well, but also looking at that, remember the quarterback play was a
That's
huge,
going
big
into
deal.
it. That's going to be happening this year though too.
well, now they got Quinn Ewers as backup though.
Well,
Past
it's
that.
Zach Wilson and then Quinn Ewers. But yeah, I mean, he may very well beat
like
him.
Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't think it'll be very hard
So
to beat
honestly,
out Zach Wilson.
I think between I'll highlight Tyreek Hill. Let's make a quick decision on this, and then we can kind of move on. This last and final spot: Malik Neighbors, Garrett Wilson, Nico Collins, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans. Who do we think belongs in the top 10? I have my
Out of all
choice.
those?
I have my choice. Nathan, do you have yours?
What is it again?
Yeah,
Is
I mean, I do.
Malik, Neighbors, Garrett Wilson, Nico Collins, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans.
FYI, a little bit of breaking news here, but your Florida Panthers are your NHL champions.
Yeah, I think we all saw that one coming from a long shot. Nathan, you're happy, aren't you? Dalton, do you have who your last person is? I've got mine.
I really want Edmonton to lose.
Nathan, who's yours?
I mean, they can all be in the 10, and I'm only going to say this because I want them to keep the streak alive, but I'm going Mike Evans, dog. Let's go.
I was going
Nathan always goes with Mike Evans.
I was gonna go Nico Collins. So Dalton, I'm gonna put you in a bad position. Pick between me or Nathan. Nico Collins or Mike Evans. Who would you rather have? Even if you don't agree.
I'm going. Don't look. I like all three of them, but I'm gonna have to go with Nico Collins.
All right.
I like where Nico Collins is at. I think he's got a pretty good quarterback situation. So does Mike Evans, dude. I'm a big fan of Tampa over there, but I think they're a great team. I think Mike is in a prime position to continue to make history, but I just think Nico Collins gets too many targets. I think that the quarterback play, I'm a big fan over there. So
Yeah.
I think
well, since again that y'all have disrespected Mike Evans, DJ, I expect you before the season starts. I want to see that creamsicle 13 Mike Evans jersey on that wall.
We might.
before the
We
season
need to.
starts.
Let's do that next week. Let's try to come up with some hot takes for this season and see if we can get some more bets going because I do need to do that.
Hey, I did say that if who was it?
Bijan.
Yeah,
Hey, Dalton
Bijan got drafted. I
Bijan
said if Bijan gets drafted number 7, I projected him to go there. I was like, he's gonna go number 7. If he goes number 7 to the Falcons,
Was it 7 or
that's gonna
8?
be fun. And I was like, if he goes there, I will buy his jersey. And he went 7.
He sure did.
And then
I
It
bought-
happened.
DJ a couple years ago said that Mike Evans was going to lose his record, and he didn't. So now, DJ, you have to buy the creamsicle jersey. I want to see it up there before the season starts when we film again. But on another thought, I still have to buy my Jordan Love jersey. So before the season starts, we'll have to get our stuff.
I got to buy my
I
Jordan
want
Love.
that cream.
Bro, I want to move on though, but every jersey that I've bought for like a Green Bay jersey, they've all left. Like Rodgers, I had his jersey. He left within 2 years. I had a Jair Alexander jersey. We just released him out of the blue. And it was like son of a bitch. So now every Green Bay jersey that I have, they're not even on the team. So yeah, I'm about to have to buy me a Jordan Love jersey at this point. So I don't know. All right, so all of these highlighted guys makes this kind of pretty easy. We're gonna put, again, this is no particular order. We will do this in a later episode. In terms of just trying to sort these out. So we do have Malik Neighbors. We have Garrett Wilson. And then we have Tyreek Hill. I'll unhighlight him later. Tyreek Hill. Then we have Mike Evans. And I think that was the last one. All right. So now from here, not merge. Now all we're trying to do is figure out the rest of this list, which is the top 20 for us here. So anyways, after Mike Evans, we're looking back through this. I don't think Jaden Reed deserves to be in the top 20. Mooney, no. Zay Flowers, I think, is a fun option.
What about Jordan Addison?
I think that goes back to your original point with the quarterback situation. I think that's where I lean on that, and I don't think that Jordan Addison, he is such a fun player, but I don't think that he deserves a top 20. He's too much of a risk for me to be drafting him as a top 20 wide receiver. Could he do it? Yes, but I think it's a massive risk.
If he's not top 20, I'd put him at like 21, 22.
Jordan Addison.
I like Jordan Addison. I got him, and
but it's that offense that worries me. Like they've got a ton of weapons, and they've got a quarterback and offense that isn't really designed to throw too much anymore.
What about Jameson Williams and T. Higgins?
Well, hold up. Let's decide this first. Zay Flowers, yes or no? Doesn't look like y'all are being in the top 20. Being in the top 20, it doesn't look like y'all are sold. He did finish 25 last year. So we'll skip. I
don't think so, dude. They do so much through Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. It's so hard to put any Baltimore Ravens receiver in the top 20.
Yeah, I don't know if he missed some games as well. Cortland Sutton, though. Cortland Sutton did surprise us all having a rookie quarterback, and he finished as wide receiver 15. I do love Cortland Sutton being in the top 20.
But could that get better, though? Because Bo Nix struggled the first, 4 or 5 games, Dalton? Was that what it was?
What?
And then he turned it around, Bo Nix? He struggled, the first 4 or 5 games and then turned it around? Or
he had rookie growing pains. Yeah, he struggled, but he definitely played like the rookie of the year. I feel like it was between him and Jaden Daniels. Dude, I thought I had a feeling Jaden Daniels was going to win it. I knew he was going to win it, but there was a point maybe about week 13 or 14. I was like, it could go either way. But I think Jaden Daniels was just so much stronger throughout the entire year, whereas Bo Nix struggled at the front. But I think he played a lot more than Jaden Daniels near the end.
Y'all know who's someone that we may have missed on in the top 10?
Who?
There's Drake London.
Did we though?
I don't think so.
Bro, guess where he finished? Even with all of the quarterbacks, with Kirk Cousins, Michael Penix coming in.
Well, probably 8.
5. He finished last year.
He's still
wide receiver 5. I'm looking at his log right now. He had, let's see, games with double-digit targets, which is a massive thing for me, in my opinion. So double-digit targets, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Half of his season, double-digit targets. Finishes as wide receiver number 5. I think it's easy to sketch him in as a top 20. I don't think he regresses that much.
They drafted Drake London. They drafted Kyle Pitts to be these top tier athletes, target catchers to lead their positions. To be top 5 every year, and really haven't been.
No, I mean last year they proved that they were. So for me, I love Drake London in that spot, but obviously majority will take it. Does someone agree with me or no?
In the top 10?
Top 20.
Oh, Drake London top 20 yet? Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
I thought you were saying top 10. I wouldn't put him in the top 10. I feel like there's
He
better
could.
wide
I think
receivers.
he could easily have that conversation. I don't think any of these three know. DJ Moore, Devontae Smith.
I don't know, dude. I kind of like.
I could put Devontae in the top 20. I think he finished in the top 20 last year, didn't he?
Devontae in the top 20. Let's see where Devontae finished. I'm not sure. I do like some Devontae Smith. I think that the Eagles offense definitely took a step back this last year. He finished at wide receiver 27. I think I think their passing game is what I meant. Sorry.
You said they took a step back and they won the Super Bowl. Like, holy shit.
I think that their offense switched a little bit. Like their philosophy switched with Saquon Barkley. Any offense that Saquon Barkley kind of joins, that's going to happen. So I think that the passing game took a little bit of a hit. So that's my only thing with him. So he did finish as wide receiver 27 last year, though, too. Dalton, you were on a point about DJ Moore.
Yeah, I put him in the top 20.
I mean, I'd put him definitely inside the top 20 for sure.
Why did he do that? Okay, I do like DJ Moore as well. So,
did you put Higgins in the top 20?
We haven't gotten to Higgins yet. So Higgins is here. We have Higgins, Rice, Judy, Jalen Waddle, Frick.
So here's something that I like about Higgins.
Guys.
Dude, Higgins was actually, believe it or not, in the 12 games that he was healthy before he was struggling with, I think he had like a rib injury and a hamstring that he ended up missing like 5 games or something last year. But over the span of the games that he was healthy, where do y'all think he ranked in ADP last year?
You mean it was like the average wide receiver?
Where did he in his first 12 games? What fantasy ranking was he in wide receivers?
But I think Jamar Chase.
He was in the top 10, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was even top 5. But I want to say that Jamar Chase, did he not miss a couple of those weeks as well? Or no? I could be wrong.
He did.
I think he may have missed a few, but still, regardless, where do you think he ranked?
No, Jamar Chase didn't miss any. He didn't miss really.
I thought he missed one.
No. His lowest snap percentage was 79% in week 4. So yeah, I mean that's impressive. But yeah, no, I thought he did. So yeah, I'm assuming though that definitely top 10. Where was he at?
He was at number 3 behind Justin Jefferson, and yeah, I want to say it was like Justin Jefferson. I don't really. Yeah, he finished number 3. So yeah, he was before I'm not sure who he was behind, but I think Justin Jefferson obviously was number 1, and then there was someone else, and then he was currently number 3 before he got injured. So yeah, T. Higgins was lighting it up. Right? Huh?
Did he finish like 17th?
He finished, yeah, I think he ended up finishing wide receiver 17 after his injuries.
Yeah, no, and
I just want to throw this out there. You know who finished 9th last year?
Who?
Mike Evans.
Fuck off.
He was behind Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Jamar Chase was actually number 2.
So this is the fun part of fantasy, and these are the parts of fantasy where people make or break their seasons. Is we're now getting into Giants? Like the nit and gritty. We have Rashee Rice, Jerry Jeudy, who I love, Jalen Waddle, Jacoby Myers is another good one. I don't know if he's a top 20. Y'all were saying Jordan Addison. I'm not sold on him, but I get the conversation. Chris Olave, Michael Pittman Jr., Brandon Ayuk on a team that no longer features Deebo Samuel. Calvin Ridley, maybe have a conversation about it. Marvin Harrison Jr., DK Metcalf, Brian Thomas Jr., Devontae Adams. And Dalton had made a point earlier about Travis Hunter. And we have 2 spots left. 2 spots left. So if you were in the chat, help us make this decision. We would love for y'all's help on this. Of those names, who's one that comes to your mind immediately, Dalton?
Did you put Malik Neighbors in the top 10?
Yeah, we had him at 11, right? No, not in the top 10. We had him at 11. He was first out.
Okay.
I want to say someone that came to my mind right away out of those, and he was someone I was thinking about earlier, and I was going to talk about why we hadn't talked about him yet, and then you said his name right there at the end, kind of. But to me, that is Marvin Harrison Jr. I love, love, love the quarterback play there with Kyler Murray. I think Kyler Murray has his moments, but I still think he's a quality quarterback. Marvin Harrison Jr. as a rookie, guys, as a rookie,
Hold up, Nathan. Is that
was
your damn phone?
No.
no, I think that's mine. That's
Oh,
work. Sorry,
oh. Go
they were
ahead.
blowing me up. But anyways, Marvin Harrison Jr., guys, he was about 120 yards shy of having 1,000 yard season his freshman year, his rookie
The
year.
rookie year, yeah.
Sorry, but yeah, dude, I that's crazy. And I mean, he's not bad. He's gonna come in to play. He's gonna come into year two. He's gonna have a season under his belt, and I think he's definitely a top 20 wide receiver coming into year two.
Dude, and
So I like Marvin Harrison Jr.
for sure. And I saw this thing. I'm trying to look through the article right now. But I saw it on X when I was looking through it though. He's put on so much muscle. Like I saw a picture of him and it was like, holy shit, like
I
that's
saw that too.
like, dude, he looks yoked up. So he put on a ton of muscle. I was trying to look for the exact number, but I'm not finding it, just kind of glancing over this article very quickly.
I
So
got one. You think
um
he's with the Rams? Do you think Devontae Adams finishes in the top 20 with the Sean McVay offense?
Yeah, but you got Puka.
You got Puka, you got
Yeah,
no Cup left. But yeah, you got Puka.
yeah, but look at this though. Puka and Cup are both playing. They were both really good, but Cup fought injuries back and forth. Puka fought a little injuries. Do you think Devontae could finish in the top 20?
I think, and I realistically, I think that there's that conversation that it could likely happen, but I don't know if I feel safe. I mean, but shoot, I don't know who else. I don't know who else I would take.
What about this is a long shot, but what about Chris Olave?
I
I
don't
like I like
y'all.
I like Chris Olave. I don't love
It's the
it. I'm a big
quarterback
DJ, but
situation
I
because
do
Derek
like
Carr
him.
retired.
They just drafted that dude out of Louisville, I think, didn't they?
Oh yes, Tyler Slaw or Slow or however you
Yep.
say it.
Yeah.
That's someone I do love Olave. I know he was another guy though. I think battled a lot of he didn't play the back end of the season last year, so he's coming off of an injury. So for me, I don't love him there coming off of an injury, dealing with a rookie quarterback. And it's just like a
Well,
whole. For me. I don't love that, and
what
he's
if
in a hard NFC South defense. Like that's going to be most of the games that he plays in. So
so then you don't feel very good about Bryce Young's new weapon then McMillan.
no, I don't. No, and I think he's going to be fun. I think that's a fun wide receiver. And I think that was like a perfect draft pick for them. But no, I wouldn't put him in
He,
the top 20 or top 30. I think that
he,
that's
well,
probably the back 10 of this for sure.
well, Dalton brought up DJ Moore. What about Roman Dunze? You think he gets better this year?
Oh yeah, no, I think a lot of these wide receiver twos get better this year. But what about Brandon Ayuk? I think Brandon Ayuk is the one that came to my mind.
I like Brandon Ayuk. That's
I
good.
like
What about what? Hey, sticking over
I
there. What
would
about
take
Juan Jennings?
I think
I like
Jawan
Ricky
Jennings
Pearsall.
is. I love Jawan Jennings, but oh shit, yeah, I don't know.
I almost
I
said
feel
that name
I
wrong.
feel more confident in Brandon Ayuk. But I do love me some Jawan Jennings though for sure.
What about Stefan
No, he's coming off a
with
torn ACL.
just I'm asking.
No, I don't. For me, so let's figure out who this last person is really quick. So Dalton, who is your last person, and then I'll be the decider. Dalton, who's your last person?
Oh, what about me? I don't get to say my
No,
last
that's what I'm
person.
saying. That's what we're gonna do. Dalton's gonna tell me who his last person is on this list. Nathan, you're gonna tell me who your last person is on this list. And then I will decide if y'all don't have the same person collectively. So
Okay,
Nathan, you already have yours?
Mm,
maybe.
Maybe. So for me, the people that I'm looking at, I think you could have the conversation with Devontae, have the conversation with Brandon and Ayuk. I don't love Olave. Y'all said Olave. Y'all could convince me Olave, I guess. I do like Michael Pittman Jr.
Damn it. That's what I was gonna say.
Jerry Judy, I love, and that's about. I think that's about it for me. And I still don't hate Zay Flowers, but I don't. Yeah, maybe not in the top 20. I think that we're probably looking at 30. Dalton, you have yours?
Yeah, I just feel like a receiver that just consistently, and you guys know me. Like, if okay, y'all know who do I draft heavy in drafts every year? Y'all know me, right?
Quarterbacks, kickers.
Running backs. Receiver.
What? Quarterbacks, kickers. Who do I draft
Backs.
consistently?
Running
Running
backs.
backs, right? Okay,
The man
so
running back. Fucker will take 5 running backs in the first 5 rounds.
I will, and then I've won 3 of the last 5 years, right? Like, it works. The shit works, right? So it's like, what's usually left at the end of these rounds? That rounds 5 and 6. What do you have to rely upon? Wide receiver ones are gone, right? I'm looking for targets. So who out of those get my targets? That's usually why usually some of my best receivers are DJ Moore, right? Out of the list that I like that's left is I like Chris Olave because he's always getting those target shares. I think he's going to average you at least 8 to 10 targets per game, whether he gets you 60 yards or he gets you a touchdown or not. That's still 10 points. That's still 12 points, and that's pretty good for a top 20 wide receiver right at 20 to me. If you can average me 10 points, he can get that alone in targets. Whether he gets 20 yards out of it, but if he gets 8 catches, right there, that's 10 points.
Nathan.
So I really like receivers for that point in fantasy, especially if you're in a PPR league. I love Chris Olave for that reason.
I'm going to go ahead and say this. Don's going to brag about winning the 3 out of the past 5 years. It's easy to win when you can have 2 rosters.
I think Dalton's actual team won.
My actual team is 1, Nathan.
You can pick off your second roster.
He's saying that because my wife also plays.
No, I'm with Dalton. I'm not with Dalton. I'm going Deontay Johnson.
But you're with me or not with me?
I'm going Chris Olave. I like the Chris Olave.
If you really went Deontay Johnson, I was like, I don't want to pick Chris Olave, but whatever. Maybe that's the first bet that we make is if Chris Olave finishes top 20 wide receivers, I'll buy his jersey.
Boy, you better be careful though, because you still got to buy your Mike Evans.
I know, and but I don't believe that. I don't believe that Chris Olave is top 20.
Nathan,
whatever.
Remember this. We have to remember this. Stupid. We got to keep up with Chris Olave, and we can't let DJ fly under the radar. He will fall in the top 20, and DJ will know it, but he won't say nothing because we're gonna have to remember.
Oh, I paid as soon as Mike Evans broke the 1,000 yards. I texted him the creamsicle jersey and said, "Pay up, bitch."
He did.
All right, 20, Chris Olave.
All right, so we've been in this stream for 45 minutes. Do y'all want to try to just give our list of these next 5 so that way we're kind of halfway through this? I think it'd be kind of quick. It's kind of the guys that we were already looking at.
Yeah, we'll go quick. I'll start with 21.
We're not trying to rank them. We're just trying to say like, I think that these five earn it. Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk is 1, so that's 20. Let's just put it at 21. 21.
Give me Michael Pittman Jr. at 25. I like the Michael Pittman Jr., but I'm curious to see how it's all going to be dependent on how Anthony Richardson plays this year.
I do like that. Dalton, give me 1. We've each went 1.
I like Waddle.
Waddle.
Yeah.
Where was he at? Okay. Again, no particular order if you are paying attention in the chat or paying attention to this stream. Okay, so
Did next you put person Scary Terry in the top 20?
Huh?
Did you put Scary Terry in the top 20?
Yes.
Yeah, he's top 10, I think, isn't he? He's 9.
Oh yeah, he was top 10 for sure. Yeah. I do love
put DK in the top.
Oh yeah, DK. I feel like DK
finished top 25. There's no way he doesn't finish top 25 unless he gets hurt.
So then that leaves this last bit of conversation, and maybe that's just kind of what we're what we're looking at. I'm going to slowly start.
We got one
trying
spot
to
left.
bring all of these back. Yeah, the top. But again, like the purpose is to break this up into the top 30. So we don't have to get down into the nit and gritty of this because
I think there's only one right answer left.
You think there's
I
only
think there's only one right answer.
answer left?
Wait, we're gonna say it all at the same time.
Okay,
and if
y'all give
two
me a
of us
second while I'm trying to. So Dalton, do you know who your person is?
Yep.
Oh shit! I already know mine's gonna be different from y'all's, and that's a fact, Jack. Y'all probably agree if y'all already agreed on Chris Olave. I guess I could do this later. All right. So at least we can now kind of see a comprehensive list of who we've got here. So y'all already have y'all's two, and I am going to say that I have mine. All right, Dalton.
All right.
You're up.
Are we ready?
You're up. I'll go last.
No, just say it.
Don't give us your reasoning. Just tell us.
All right. No reasoning. I'm just going to say Jameson Williams.
Go ahead.
That's not bad, but I'm going Xavier Worthy.
Of course. Okay, so like if y'all see exactly what these two freaking bozos did, they let their biases get in here. Dalton, fan of the Alabama Crimson Tide, what does he do? Picks Alabama Crimson Tide to end this freaking stream. Nathan, fan of the Texas Longhorns, what does he do? He picks a player from the Texas Longhorns to end this stream. Let's see if there are any.
I hate the Chiefs though. Let's make that very.
Are there any Baylor Bears up here? No, there's not. We freaking.
Hey Nathan, you know what to do. You know what to do, regardless of what is said here.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. The person that I was gonna go with though is I was gonna go Brian Thomas.
Ready, Nathan? Yep. Here we go. Ready?
Y'all are dumb. Y'all are dumb.
That's the dumbest. We're also talking about a guy who's wearing a Colorado Rockies hat. Like,
bro,
it couldn't be more.
I lived there for 2 months.
He's a resident.
Pay active taxes, bro. Who did y'all say again? Jameson Williams. Just because y'all said it, we'll end the chat by putting them in here because obviously y'all are going to have the conversation and agree with one another. There we go.
Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worthy, Jameson Williams, and Brian Thomas we had up there at 24 because that was our random spot because Nathan said Michael Pittman at 24.
Hey, how about we just put Jameson Worthy Jr., okay? We just put them all.
Put it on a jersey.
We just all together.
Put it on a jersey. They peaked in college. Anyways, though.
Oh, we kind of finished off pretty good there in the season. Had a good Super Bowl, too. So.
Hey, Jameson Williams had 1,000 yards. To be exact, he had 1,001.
He popped off.
He probably had 8 catches.
Yeah, he probably did.
Anyways, though, that's that's all that we've got though for you. Tune back into the next time. Make sure you have the notification bell clicked so that way you can be notified. We would again love for y'all to be in these chats with us, kind of participating along with us. It just makes it so much funner when we have more people kind of interacting. But we will be making sure that we do more stuff like this, as well as playing some more games with y'all. Again, I'll show y'all the Prop Professor. Maybe if y'all wanted to check it out, we're not going to build any active slips out here, even if there was some value. But as you can see, again, not really seeing a ton of value here necessarily. So anyways, though, that's all that we've got for y'all. It was such a blast. I had fun doing this. Fellas, y'all have fun?
Yep, it was a blast. Fun. I know we kind of extended it there a little bit, but hit the subscribe button, follow us. We'd love to talk with y'all and hear what y'all have to say and chat with y'all. So make sure you hit that subscribe button.
See y'all
on
a flip side. Later.